I am now live after going on and on and on, thinking I was live. Cannot believe that. Man, night shift. How do I rewind everything I just said? I just finished reading an entire story about the whiskey that I just poured. I just talked about the beer I just poured. And then sweet, lovely Julia sent me a text saying, there's no one here. You're not, what's going on? Whiskey in the Six. I just rambled on for about, I don't know how long, buddy. And then I got a text from Julia saying, all it says is waiting for. So I did the whole schmeal wheel, winging it like I usually do. Read the whole thing about this for the first time. I've talked about it more than once. A 7-year-old whiskey, the Kincardine. But I was talking to myself and the one fly that keeps flying around in here because I got the bloody door open because I think it gives me a little bit better signal. I hope my signal's coming in. Rob, Julia. Can everybody hear me now? Could have heard me before. Anyway, very interesting whiskey. How are you doing? I tried to get Jeremy, but he says he goes straight to bed after his night shift. If I did that, I'd be awake wondering what to do. Thank you. I did not actually click on the start broadcast button. Tony Evans, how you doing? I'm glad I'm not alone now. Okay, so Julia, I think you've tried this one with me when I first opened it. Whiskey in the Six, what Adelphis have you tried as an independent bottler? And Tony, do you do any Adelphis as well? And when you're doing that, I'm drinking a Honey Brown from Big Rock Brewery in Alberta while I'm in the southern part of Saskatchewan. And I do have some Saskatchewan beer. I like Original 16. I did watch your live last night. I didn't get to watch the last, I don't know how much longer you went. I had to call Julia. And so I let your show go on, and I missed the last part of it. All samples. Well, this one here is a 7-year-old, and it is a blend of Scotch from Glen Elgin and from Macallan Distilleries in Speyside and from the Amrut Distillery. It is 7 years old, and the blend was chosen by Alex Bruce, who is the great-grandson of Victor Bruce, who was the viceroy, known as the Walking Viceroy of India. He was sent there in 1894 by Queen Victoria, also known as the Empress India. Anyway, it's a good whiskey. It's a little pricey, $180. I got it it was on sale. Go Habs, how you doing there, buddy? You're up early. You had a pretty busy night last night on all them whiskey chats. I saw you popping in and out. I get a tiny hint of sherry. What is the ABV on this? 52.9. I remember now. She's a little powerful. She's actually got a harshness to it that makes you want to add a little water. Oops, splitter splatter. Maybe that much. So those two guys, Rob, were phenomenal. I don't know if he did it at the same time as you. We came in shortly after, I think. Not at the same time. I think you had ended. No, wouldn't break your budget. Poor Julia has to move today. It's nice that she's moving. She'll be somewhere not so bad, but it's going to be a long day for her. And I really feel bad that I'm not there to help. So I hope she'll forgive me. even though I hate helping people move. I mean, I'd rather hire a moving company for them than help them move. Went to Just for Laughs last night and spent $100 on a crappy meal, which made me ill. Wow. $100. Does that include your laugh? What were you laughing at? Uh-oh. Some boys are coming by. I probably need to get up and shut my door so I don't have them coming in my room. They tend to like to sneak in, and if they saw the whiskey here, you know what construction workers was. So it was the comedian funny? Like, did you get to laugh at least? What else is going on?
Yeah, that's where the party's at.
No, I'm on the phone here, buddy. Sorry. Yeah, 1 sec. What do you need?
A hug.
I know hugging.
Yeah, have a good night, buddy.
All right. Talk to you later. Sorry. Dual Rappers. It was a free outdoor show. Oh, what was the food? Seize the whiskey. Protect the whiskey. The moochers. Yeah, I don't do well with moochers. Especially the moochers I've met over the years. Some of them are... this guy's not bad. He's a good guy. But once he starts, he can't quit either. The moochers that I've dealt with are like, well, come on, let's open that one. Oh, well, you got lots of whiskey. Just open that one there. And they always point at the ones that are like 40 years old, or because, oh, yeah, that's so much better. They don't even have a clue about whiskey. They're like, oh, no, that one's better. Oh, that one's, oh, yeah, that 18-year-old's way better than a 10-year-old. I don't mind. Ooh, still strong. Whiskey in the 6. Where'd you go? Anyway, rambling on here. Yeah, much smoother with a little water. Good morning, Loch Ness. I hope you're not working too hard on a Saturday. I rewatched my little walk through downtown Moose Jaw my last day there. Yes, a little bottle. That's a good idea, Go Habs. Bottle of Fireball for the guests. Yeah. Loch Ness, I watched it and I saw some of your comments, and I guess you and I need to do a live show together. But I think it would have to be in somewhere public. I think Julia likes Fireball too, though. You know. So, whiskey in the 6. Are you having a morning dram? What do you do in the morning besides take care of the kids when you're not doing school stuff? You don't like tin cup? I actually don't mind tin cup. I prefer Stranahan's. I do. And I prefer High West over both of those. This is good stuff. What? Have you ever had Fireball, Julia? Maybe you do like it. So anyway, Whiskey in the 6 had these guys from Florida on, and they were pretty funny, actually. The funny part is that they'd never done a live, and how much they got into the comments. And that just goes to show you that interaction is what makes this whole whiskey thing fun. You got to teach kickboxing at 11:15. Well, teach it to the kids, and then have the kids go teach it to the students, and you stay home. Take it easy, you know. Maybe make another kid. I share good stuff with you, Julia. I think I do anyway. You have an unopened bottle of single malt whiskey, SMWS stuff at home. You probably don't even remember what it is. Anyway, Those guys were pretty funny, and I never ever heard of them anymore. Never say never, buddy. It could happen again. So, I've never heard of Pete Lava. Is it one guy or both of them? I was kind of trying to keep up. Oh, 2 is never enough. Maybe in our beat up old world it is. No, I would never give you Fireball. I would never even buy Fireball. I guess I might buy it as a joke, but that's it. There's no need for Fireball. All their brothers. Oh, they're hilarious. Their reaction to us was hilarious. That was the part. Not sure if I'm into the heisting and the swearing and all that stuff. That's their gig, though. Okay, I'll buy her some Fireball so she'll know that I truly love her. Go Abs. Why didn't you stop it too? Where are my sunglasses? Yeah. You know where my sunglasses are, Dr. Ragland? My sunglasses are 400 feet from the ocean. They probably don't look like sunglasses anymore. I was in an area called Cowichan Bay in Vancouver Island. We spent the whole day all across the bay and stopped at a restaurant you could paddle over to. We decided to paddle to the straight across paddle because it would be quicker. Anyway, somebody thought I was getting too close. Whatever happened, anyway, I ended up flipping upside down. I fell out of the canoe. I got back into the coop pretty quick, and you had a girl. Oh, your last was a girl. Okay, so that worked out because, you could have ended up with a boy. You had 3 boys. Anyway, how's that working out for you anyway, Julia? A 13-year-old girl. No comment. I wear my sunglasses at night. Was that your comment? Wasn't it? Go Habs. And then I typed it out. At least I knew the song. Anyway, mine flipped. Of course, I didn't have a strap on the back, and I lost them all. Julia, when I get back, I'm taking you a place that it's just gonna shut you out from everything, and you're just gonna free float in the water. Put you in a little capsule for an hour or whatever it takes, and you can't hear nothing, you can't see anything. She tests you daily. Well, start testing her back. It could be fun. That's all it is. If they test you, you test them back. I don't think it's a double, Julia. I think you get in there all by yourself. But I think it may be very beneficial. You think I'd been drinking all night at work? Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's try it. I want to get a new job anyway. I think Whiskey in the 6. Are you going down to in October? Well, you lost 5 subs the same time you announced you had them. I don't know. You didn't lose the regular guys anyway. But who cares? 5 subs is a drop on a bucket. You already got. I only have 200. At least the last time I checked. Maybe I should check again. What do I have for subs? How do I tell? I can't tell. Do I look wishy-washy like that, guys? Like I just looked at what you guys are seeing. It's all blurry, right? Like the screen blurs and unblurs. That's not good. Must be, is the signal, like what I see obviously is a direct feed. Ugh. 201. Thank you, Go Abs. There you go. There you go. I was down a touch grainy. Yeah. Well, wonder what happens if I switch to this. So the hotel Wi-Fi is what I'm hooked to now. Tell me if I ended up better or worse. 720p. What's that mean? Is that what I'm pumping out? Not your Wi-Fi, dear. It's mine. And the max headroom. I think my sound's all right. I think I can change what it's broadcast at. Is it better or worse now, guys? It says it's pretty good signal, so let's see. Do you work Saturdays, Dr. Ragland? My chiropractors usually work Saturdays and take Sunday, Monday off. Not too bad. Well, we'll leave it there. I don't know where did that go? Over here. Same, yes. Well, it gives people that work all week long a chance to get to the chiropractor, so that's not bad. 12 a.m. your time. Okay. Like a hairdresser. Oh, yeah. That is true. The guy that cuts my hair doesn't work on Monday. All right, dear. You take it easy. Those boys, I hope they're ready. I do. I really do hope they improve or step it up. They're good kids. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any kids, and I just remember what I was like as a kid. And sometimes I get a little John Wayne-ish when I talk about what you should do with the kids. Give your head a shake. Use your head for more than a hat rack, boy. The STDs, what they neither do they what, my friend? I missed that. Or what did I say? Don't actually pay attention to what I say, you know. Keep me informed about Daryl, okay, Julia? If he shows up or try to contact him and say you're moving today. I mean, it's not like he has to be there. You got 2 days before he actually has to clean it. Oh, yeah, they don't work on Mondays either. That's kind of different, eh? For their chosen trade, we'll call it. Whereas I work, well, my time is totally dedicated to whatever they say or dictated by what they say. I need to find a different line of work. I don't mind what I do for work. I just don't like being out of town all the time anymore. There's got to be something better. The Kincardine. If you get a chance, I'd try it. It was about $180 for a 7-year-old. That's pretty high. It's Amrut, Macallan's, and Glen Elgin blended together, or as they call it, a fusion. It's good stuff. Mondays. Well, they're doing pretty good, those guys. They're very consistent with their channel. I like consistency. And I think that I need to start to define myself better. But for me right now, these last 4 months have just been practice. I don't think there's a solid formula in there. I watch a few other things. Go Habs. Do you know who Viva Fry is? I like him, but he's a daily vlogger, formerly a lawyer, contract lawyer, I think. I like his take on things and how he spins it around. Very much like Casey Neistat, but in Montreal. He's my favorite Montrealer. Of course, I say that really just to get Swami's goat. So, I do find it interesting, Dr. David Ragland, that you set up a YouTube using your medical name. Is that because you do medical stuff? I'm pretty sure I saw went to your profile. Although, you know what? I need to open up. Shoot. I need to look at what you sent me on back exercises. I also need to find a guy that can figure out what's wrong with my knee, which is nothing. You look at my knee, you check my knee out, there's nothing wrong with it. But if I kneel down on this very soft plush carpet, it hurts. Right across almost the center of the knee, I get a shooting pain, like someone's holding a hot wire over it, like just in a single line, or somebody's snapping an elastic band on it. There's no pain. I don't feel like that. I don't know what it is. No swelling. Getting old ain't for the timid. You know what I mean? If you're going to get old, you better be brave and ready for it. To whiskey. Yeah, this stuff is much better with some water in it. Layer, smooths it right out. Now, what should I blend with it? Some of this for my 4 faithful viewers on a Saturday morning, or some of this. 1, 2, 3. All right, Whiskey in the Six, take care. Robbie, it was a fun show last night. I'm sure you'll get your 5 subs back. I'll resub again. Okay, sorry, but no, I'm joking. You know I never unsubbed. Daughter had a level 2 MCL tear, and the doctor said she was fine. She's bothering. Well, yeah, I don't have no tear or nothing, but it seriously only hurts when I kneel down on soft things. It seems to, I don't know what it is. Neither do they. Well, the one guy I go to, who's a masseuse that does ART, and don't be insulted, Dr. David Ragland, but he does active release technique better than any chiropractor I've ever met. First of all, he does it for usually a full half hour. He's not got you in there, does your adjustment, and then does the active release therapy. Yeah, it's a good plan. Stay off your knees. I tend to climb into things that are impossible. And I've gained so much weight in the last few years, I don't even know. I should become a Boilermaker. Nobody told me what to drink, so I'm having some Rucolati. Yeah, I wear knee pads. I have coveralls that have built-in knee pads. I don't wear them all the time, though. So, I think it's just time to actually change my wonderful lifestyle. This is 50% ABV. So the other stuff was 52. Well, add a drop of water. I've already had a taste of this. Scott, it's about time you got out of bed, buddy. What you do? Crap the bed? Trying not to swear, see? What'd you do? Shit the bed? Is that why you're up so early? Young kids nowadays. I used to be up so early on Saturdays, man, to watch cartoons, and I usually went to my sister and brother-in-law's place when I was a kid because they had cable. We didn't have cable. I lived way out of the city. Yeah, I couldn't wait to get up and watch. And now I wouldn't even let my own child watch cartoons if I had them. They're freaking terrible compared to what we used to watch. I don't know. You were cleaning the boat. Where are you going, fishing? Is it a fishing boat or like a relaxing boat? Fishing boats are relaxing. Only knee is associated with the third lumbar. We have many folks with knee problems, and the third lumbar subluxation is usually the problem. I should ask about that. Third lumbar. I have a herniated disc between my C6 and C7. Probably from jamming my head into things when you're wearing your hard hat brim and you're climbing and you can't see. You argue with them all the time that I need to turn my hat around so that I can see. And you're relaxed and you're trying to move fast up through a tiny little vessel and bang, and you jar. But they don't care. So I have a herniated disc between my C6 and C7. And after I found out about that, I started to wake up in the morning with these 3 fingers asleep. 46 on Monday. You're only 46? Like, I thought you were like 36, you little punk. I'm 50. Don't tell Julia. She thinks she's dating a younger man. They're distinctly different, these 2 whiskeys. You're not old. 46. Buddy, I'm working with a guy now. He had 2 bouts of cancer. If you look behind him, his neck, he's got a fist-sized hollow on the side of his neck. And in here, but he's still working, and he's got to be getting close to 63, right? These 3 fingers were the ones that went to sleep on my left hand, right here, if I don't sleep on my back the right way. And these ones too. They don't seem to be too bad. The guy that I go to for ART, which I haven't been to very often, I'm kind of very limited. I don't want to become that addicted. I am drinking this, Scott, right at the moment. Bear Barley, 2008, 50% ABV. And I was drinking this earlier. It's what I started with. Of course, I was drinking, and going on and on. I'm wondering why I had not one viewer. Julia sent me a text saying, where are you? It says waiting for. I must have been talking 15 minutes by myself. It's good practice. And the Kincardine, which is a blend from Adelphi, 7 years old. It is Glenelgan, Macallan's, and Amrut. Single malts. It's got a big long story. The master distiller for Adelphi is the great-grandson of Victor Bruce, who was the viceroy back in 1849 to India. It's the story that makes the whiskey. Now, Dr. Ragland, all this free advice. Buddy, I'd love to do a live stream with you. I could even do a bourbon. Now, I'm not home for another 2 or 3 weeks. We could do one here, but I'm on night shifts. I could do it on a Sunday. I could probably even go buy a bourbon. They have some bourbons, not very good ones, at the little liquor store in the town here. So yeah, I'm up to it, Scott. I could do it out in the patio if you didn't mind uninvited guests showing up. You let me know. Sunday I have off. Can do it from Saskatchewan. Unless you wanted to plan something a little bit more in depth. All right, Dr. Ragland, you give him a good crack and fix him up. I'm also drinking some Alberta beer. It's called Big Rock. And this is called Honey Brown. Beer and whiskey together. I've been doing that for years. A little bit, most likely it started with drinking Innocent Gun, which is aged in whiskey barrels. What are you drinking, my bourbon journey? All right, let's plan something. Why don't we do a hangout, not on air, just between the two of us, and figure something out? You're up to that. Coffee and some bourbon cream. Oh, I have some bourbon cream at home. The problem is that if I have that stuff around, I want to put it in my coffee when I wake up before I go to work, and I can't have it. One little thing happens, or one of the guys finds out and he doesn't like you, then the next thing you know, he's and they're getting you in trouble. It's the world I live in. I'm in a QC position. They don't like it. You just order. See, I told you, man. Awesome. That Rode mic is good. How long before you get it? I mean, it's not the ultimate, but if you just want to use your phone, then that thing is going to set you free and you're going to have way better sound. Right? I don't know. You could even get you might be able to get an adapter where you could have it. The other thing is to get a lava clip, one where you plug it into your phone, and you can buy those for like $19. Oh, see where you are down in the States, like Amazon is like that. How much was that thing where you ordered it from? You'll make Swami happy. We can bug him because you'll come live on my show and you'll have way better sound. And we were the two, same price I paid then. Same price. I paid $60 Canadian. So yours comes with the same one I got then. Comes with the fuzzies, little tribble that goes over the top of it. Go Habs, what are you doing right now? No snarky comments in the family waking up and bugging you now? Right on. No, that's good because that thing gives you the ability when you're moving around. Now I have a little tripod that I bought for my phone. I think you have one already with the yeah. See, it's a mini version of a tripod. No, I'm not. Right now I have the Logitech camera attached to my laptop. I went and bought myself a new computer about a month ago, which I barely get to use. I use the company one all the time at work, and I don't even bother switching it. But I got this, and I have this clamp right here to put my phone on. You can put this together. Shoop, shoop, shoop. And Your phone goes in here. The wife is distracting. Hey, honey, it's morning time. The kids are still asleep. I don't know. Is that what your wife is asking you, or are you asking? I guess it could be. And the phone, shoot, I tightened it up too soon. Damn wives. Don't get me going about wives. So then I have that. And you can plug your Rode into it. Just practice with it before you get it. No, not the sex toy, you perverts. Is that all you guys ever think about? Whiskey and... Yeah, I know we're men. Say anything against sex and you'll think I'm weird. Anyway, there you go. You can walk around. You can have it out like this. You know, hey, I'm Casey Neistat, and here we're talking about whiskey. Or you can take this and twist it all around a tree bush. Hang it all upside down, you know. Hang it on your wrist like a tree limb, and there you go. They're not cheap, these little Joby adjustable things, but they work. This is a cheap one. It came free with a camera I bought 6 years ago. They make way better ones now. And it's got a little thing in the back, allows you to turn it sideways. This is Bourbon Journey. Today we're going to talk about, guess what? Bourbon. That's right. Now I like bourbon, and everyone else should like bourbon. Okay? This bourbon has some oak. Tastes kind of like corn a bit because it got a lot of corn in it. Should I do a Bourbon Journey parody? Is that the word? Probably not. I don't think I sounded anything like you. No, I don't think I'd be doing any parodies yet. I guess I could try a Swami parody. No, I did. I was doing a little bit of redneckish stuff. You're not a redneck. Well, maybe you're a redneck. Who knows? I mean, on camera, you could be somebody totally different. I like me some Brook Laddie. I'll tell you that now. I need to get this attached. Do a show this way. I work with a guy. Oh my God. He got I don't know, he fell or something, was drinking too much. Anyway, he cracked his nose. Yeah. You can't sit alone with a guy who's like it's constant. I mean, it must drive him nuts too. I work with him and his brother. His brother's like, oh, you got to ignore it, buddy. He's waiting to do some surgery. But this does work, by the way. It looks silly, but I was using this out in the wind, and it works. And it also can double as a duster for your computer or your Glencairn. Just dust your Glencairn with it. So, but it does work. It kills the wind blowing over your mic very nicely. There you go. Way better. I could try. I don't know. I have to watch you guys closer and start thinking about if I can do you. Got to figure out a way. We need to have some fun on these shows. I mean, talking about whiskeys. Old man advice. Yeah, I got you, boys. I got you by 4 years there, young fella. What else did I... What other old man advice can I give you? I think I got more hair than you young fellows, though. Just, I don't know. I'm worried about you guys. Old Man River. See, here's the thing. I picked that beer because I've picked one of the other ones in my fridge. I'd be on to my second, maybe thinking about my third by now because it goes down a little too easy. And I don't work on the tools. I sit behind the computer and take pictures. They'll let me work sometimes, and then other times last job, one of the guys complained they're going to file a grievance against me, and I went, well, fine. I won't work. I don't care. I get paid more than you not working as it is now. Oh, I see. Well, I get mine cut really short. This is getting longer than I usually have it. And it's a little bit different style than I usually go with, but it's usually because I'm wearing motorcycle helmets and so on, and hard hats, so there's no point having long hair. Maybe one day we'll show you a picture of what I used to have. I think I used to get called Sean Cassidy. 3 viewers. Dr. Ragland's popping in and out after adjusting people. I could use an adjustment. If I lost 42% of my body fat, I wouldn't feel so bad. That is good stuff. I have a buddy, Scott, when I first met him, well, I thought he was bald, but he's not. He is absolutely not phallically challenged, and he is 63 years old. He just shaved his head to, just like you said, keep it simple. Same as Scott from the STDs too. Oh, 7:30, which is what time I got off work yesterday. So that's nice. At least I'm 2 hours ahead of the game here. So my bourbon journey, you said you were cleaning your boat. You have a boat. I forget now exactly where you live, but you must be near some nice lakes, I would assume. I don't think you're near the ocean. So you take the boat out to just relax. Do you actually fish? What's the story? Tell me your story. I'm waiting. You got to type faster. Use all of your digits. You see what everyone jokes around about these fingers? But I can type with all the digits. What the heck happened here? Oh, excuse me. Oh, that was a thing. Somebody was belching like a real wiener on Whiskey in the Sixers show yesterday. I don't think it was him. Oh, you had to get some coffee. Well, I just asked you about your boat. Are you going fishing? Or were you, and that's why you're cleaning it? There, I can type faster than the average Billy Goat. God. Ha. Can't spell better than the average Billy Goat. All righty. Tell me a story about your boat. I love the echo. I am glad that Brooklady has not gotten rid of these. Although this is Jim. Oh no, this is Adam Hannett. I do have a new one that's going out for your birthdays. B-days are good. The more you have, the longer you live. I personally don't care for them, nor do I actually even celebrate them. Now, so you get the boat ready, you take them out. If they don't give you good enough presents, you chuck them overboard. Just curious. 23-foot crown. Yeah, see, none of that means a thing to me. And I grew up in the Maritimes. I think I do too. My father is from the province I'm in right now, so Melfort, Saskatchewan, which is northern, farther away. And he joined the military. He joined the Navy in World War II when he was 15 years old. His father walked in with him and said he was old enough. And that's all they needed back in the day. My dad's 91 years old this week. And you can drink on your boat there. Okay, that's good. Is there any intoxication laws at all? Or you can just drink as much as you want? There must be a level, a limit. Anyway, they actually had a lot of prairie boys join the Navy. And part of the reasoning was because they were used to seeing the horizon, right? They had a tolerance for it. There was a mental ability that they liked. Okay, so of course, there's the ongoing joke. Nouveau-Brunswick. Same rules, 0.8. Yeah, it's lower than that here in Canada, in Alberta. Basically, you can have one drink. One drink, anything after that, you are over the limit. So right now, I am over the limit. There is some funky thing about this bottle. You dump it, everything stays smooth, but on the neck, it's got a cloudy residual. I want to stick my finger in there and see it. Where were you there, Go Habs? I'm not drunk. Oh, yes, I am now. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. If I drove my car right now, I would lose my license. Officially speaking, you are drunk. Yes. I have a little buzz going on right now because I had a beer and this is my third dram. So I would not drive. So you just have to limit yourself. That's good. What's it like in Montreal right now, Mr. Go Habs? If you're, what's the limit for drinking? What's the blood alcohol limit? Yes, you have to pace yourself while driving the boat. You've been building a tolerance for a while. Who's my third viewer? Can't be Julia still. Can't be myself. I often watch in the chats when we're going, our guys are on. Still here, sort of. I still want to be safe. Yeah, you got to be safe, man. You can't get hammered and throw somebody off their freaking tube into another boat or whatever dangers there are. There's a creeper. It could be, I don't see how it would be me though. Unless it's because I have a window open. I don't think so. No, this is an old one. I could probably get rid of that. That shouldn't even be open. Maybe. Am I my third viewer? That would be hilarious. But I have to have that, or how would I have the chat open? I don't care. Yeah, secret admirer. I am my own admirer. You two guys are pretty cool. And I feel really bad that I cannot be in Edmonton right now helping Julia. I was. I don't know why. I mean, I could see it when you're live, the bottom, you know this, the bottom says stop broadcasting in red. And on the top it says live. So I was going on, I read the whole liner out of this box, the entire liner. until Julia texted me. He's like, where are you? An ex-girlfriend. No ex-girlfriends know I'm on here. Dr. Ragland, did you make somebody very happy? That's funny, Dr. Ragland. Actually, on my YouTube, when I turn it on, I have a whole bunch of chiropractors. I don't know what. I watched a couple YouTube videos of these chiropractors that are showing their adjustments. Some are kind of radical and some are just normal. It's just things that I've had done myself. It's funny to have them pop up, though. Man, do they ever? Once you watch one video of some subject, all of a sudden they just say, here's more. Watch this one. Watch that one. And go Habs, what I usually do when I have exes, I change my phone number. I change things. Not for every single one of them, but even for other businesses. Change my cell phone every 2 to 3 years. Just get a new cell phone number. And you text and call back the ones you want to know, and the rest can't get a hold of you. I hardly ever, ever, ever get any business calls. But if you have your phone long enough, now they're starting. I only like to keep the crazy ones around. They're more entertaining that way. No. I tell every girlfriend I have that I can be replaced if they don't like it. And as you can tell, I've been replaced plenty. Julia is probably the most tolerant one of them all. Yeah, there's a difference. Exes and stalkers. I keep hearing people moving around out there waiting for somebody to show up at the door. This is a pretty nice hotel for in the middle of a farmer's field. If you're on the ground floor, you have 2 entrances. You have the hotel side on my right. On my left, you have out to the parking lot, so you can back right up to your own door. I will, buddy. Soon I will be asleep. So you have a good day, sir. Enjoy your celebration of life. And don't forget to wear your life jacket, bro. And don't drink too much. So I've got my Bal Blair going here. Quite a bit of cinnamon. Bottled in 2012. I do the little bourbon chew, or whatever they call it, a little different. Almost let it line the entire area of my tongue, the top and the bottom. This is quite hot, but it's only 46. Talking ex-girlfriends while Julia moves, yeah. She's living in a newer building, okay? The place she's in is nice and new. But the building code was not followed, I swear. In the middle of the winter, she was telling me, she called me, she says, I got water coming in 2 rooms. So I forget where I was working that day. So I came over and we got up in the attic a bit. I just stood on a ladder inside the attic and I flashed a light in there. The entire roof was covered in white frost, and not just a little, quite a bit. So in certain areas where it would get warmer, it would melt and drip. And it dripped in 2 spots, one in her son's room and one in hers. And I got to look outside that building. And if you never heard a hardy board, it's like a particle board, but it's better than vinyl siding, and it's pretty. It literally is hardy. But instead of being on the side, the hardy board was, that's my hair up, look like Alva. The hardy board was underneath your softening, and it just doesn't breathe. They had some softening going on the upside of the garage vents, And they never had any whirly birds. They only had the cheapest you could get vents on the roof. I'm like, it was just terrible. As a matter of fact, being in construction, it made me want to call the city and say, there is no bloody way that they built this place properly. But whatever. She had to have them come in twice for leaks after she moved in. They had to cut open a whole wall and a whole beam in the kitchen to get to a pipe that was leaking from an improperly hooked up water pipe to the bathroom tub, I think. Things are just slapped together nowadays, man. I think that's one of the reasons that I like whiskey is no matter what, technically, and in almost every country, you have to follow a certain set of rules and regulations. So, I mean, there's still some shite. And obviously, I think in Canada, we have the weakest, lowest standards. But you still have certain things where we know as whiskey drinkers that a non-rushed product, and that doesn't mean a product that's been aged, of simply taken that time to assemble the components, we're going to get a better product. It doesn't have to be 20 years old. The Cavalin I opened up yesterday is living proof. It's only 5 years old and it's phenomenal. But they have a guy that's fussy that picks all their barrels. So we're slowly losing it here, guys. And that's, the quality is in there. And I'm going to tell you here, maybe I'm going to take the trip to Saskatchewan. Oh, okay. That's a good point, Dr. Ragland. I'm going to go to Vancouver Island. There's a distillery there, and I kind of know some of the people there a little bit. Hopefully it'll get me inside for a nice interview and a nice show where I can actually do both. Practice my video making skills and editing, which I hope with the help of Julia. And they actually hired the guy that used to source barrels for Cavalin. You have a great day, Go Habs. I got to get to bed soon here. Dr. Ragland, back problems don't discriminate. They attack skinny folks, just right folks, and those are a little heavy. Absolutely. Here's one of the big things. See what I'm doing right now? Sitting. I'm sitting too much. I actually have to, I limp when I first get up and start walking. Now, when I actually go do some physical work, my lower back pain will go away. When I ride one of my motorbikes, doctor, I feel better, and I ride crotch rockets. But a lot of people misunderstand how you're supposed to actually sit on a crotch rocket. You do not hunch over your gas tank and lean on your handlebars. You actually, without a motorbike, I show people you squat. You just squat down. Your feet should be on, your balls of your foot should be on the pegs. And that is your riding position. And you kind of do a reverse crunch. Instead of crunching forward, you crunch back, because you shouldn't be putting weight on your handlebars. Your handlebars are there to control. I describe it as someone holding a remote control for an Xbox. You don't see them holding it on as tight as they can. They're relaxed, and it makes their hands faster. They can do whatever they want on the button. And it's the same thing with the steering wheel or handlebars on a motorcycle. So when I ride one of my motorbikes, which I haven't this year, and even though I've gotten a very big belly, and I have a medium to large fatty liver, which the doctor has said, you got to quit drinking. But what she doesn't realize is that I actually buy more whiskey than I drink. Is that I'm eating terrible. I'm eating the wrong foods, and I'm also eating at the wrong times, like before going to bed, so on. Staying up late at night, doing stupid things, and then eating something at like 1 in the morning. Those are bad habits I've gotten into. So you're absolutely right. I know it doesn't discriminate. It's when I first found a chiropractor that I used regularly, it was because I was reading an article about ART, active release technique, and hip flexors. So when I first went to this guy for my hip flexors, wow, man, it sent some lightning bolt pain through my hips at first. But to tell you the honest truth, I walked out of there like in heaven. Stretching those hip flexors changed, and I didn't sit behind a desk as much back then. I just did a lot of driving to jobs. So, but you sound like a very common sense chiropractor, to tell you the truth. I like that. Anyway, Dr. Ragland, it's just you and me. I'm just about done this dram. The sun is bright. It's going to be a beautiful day outside. I'm going to have to turn on the air conditioning just a little bit so that I sleep nice. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate Go Habs coming in and Scott from My Bourbon Journey. I especially appreciate Julia when she comes in. And I appreciate the company while I am having a little nightcap before I go to bed. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. What was this? Have a Kawasaki Ninja 650R myself. That's not a bad little bike, actually. A buddy of mine buys and sells bikes, and he had a 650 non-R. And I was thinking that it's got the more upright handlebars, that it would be a good starter bike for Julia. When you are at these hotels, you have the perfect place to walk in the parking lots. Walking should not hurt you, and you will give yourself exactly. You're dead set on there, buddy. Got to start somewhere slow and just keep building. I am, but I was just saying good night there, Rock and Rob. Although I am tempted to go back and watch the last little bit of your show that I had to stop watching for work reasons. Anyway, I appreciate your advice, Dr. Ragland. I think that I should be looking at something like that. So, hey, Rob, give me a phone call. We'll talk. We'll talk some whiskey business. All right, guys. Salanche.